YouTube problems, la 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 la. La 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 la. They're changing their recommendations. They're changing their recommendations. Conspiracy theories are out. And 9/11 is out. UFOs will soon be gone from YouTube. YouTube is getting more and more.
Hospital porters, pride and dignity, stop the New World Order. Welcome to Panwo TV. Well, something has happened which I really do need to make a video about, and it's in the area of censorship and YouTube problems. YouTube, which is a part of Google, has announced that they are going to take steps to reduce the profile of channels like mine and uploads like mine and many others. This is going to affect us all. It's just another example of the ongoing trend which I've observed many times on this platform, and you just have to go to the link in the description box and you'll see for yourself other videos of that type. So check those out, but also have a listen to this. So let's go into the details of what we're talking about today.
Okay, so let's have a look at the article we're concerned with here. It's in the Mail Online. What does the Mail Online voice sound like? Because I'm going to read this out. YouTube to crack down on conspiracy videos. Video site to stop recommending blatantly false videos to users. Google says move will target phony miracle cures for serious illnesses, claiming the earth is flat or making blatantly false claims about historic events like 9/11. Oh, God. Well, firstly, from the skeptic's point of view, for example, phony miracle cures for serious illnesses, from their point of view, I can see why they'd be approving of that. Now, my own opinion is that some of these so-called phony cures are not phony. But from the skeptic point of view, what about the earth being flat? Okay, they're going to crack down on videos about the earth being flat. Right, I don't think the earth is flat. I'm a roundhead, I'm a globalist, as I've always said. But no matter what your opinions of this, what harm does it do? Who is the injured party in thinking that the earth is flat? So they're going to crack down on these. And it says here, so it's going to stop recommending these videos, which means fewer YouTube users will see them when they're actually surfing on YouTube, because fewer and fewer will come up in recommendations. A combination of AI and humans will check the video content. Right, well, when they say a combination of AI and humans, they actually mean about 99% AI and 1% humans. Because the thing about it is, YouTube has a staff, of course, it has a staff. But the thing is, with 1,000 hours of new material being uploaded to YouTube every minute, you'd have to employ about 2/3 of the people in the world to actually check every single video personally. You would basically have to have the entire population of China just to go through the cat videos. It's not possible. So it's going to be mostly AI, and as you know, AI, artificial intelligence, is actually not very intelligent. I think I'll read a little bit more of this article by a man with the incredible name of Mark Prigg. Mark Prigg. YouTube claims it will stop recommending conspiracy videos following complaints over a number of unwelcome videos appearing in recommendation. The Google-owned site said it plans to try and banish them. So basically, they've had a few letters from the YouTube equivalent of disgusted Tunbridge Wells, and they're now going to act on those complaints, which is weird when you consider how many complaints people like myself and others have put in over things such as false copyright strikes and things like that. And the fact that they just send you a couple of template reports, that's the last you hear about it. It carries on. It says borderline videos that come close to violating community guidelines. Right, so that means basically, are they borderlines? Are they violating the community guidelines or not? Because if they're not, then you leave them alone. It's not either. It's not a maybe slightly borderline fuzzy area kind of thing. It's either or. Someone can't be a bit pregnant. Someone can't, be close to violating community guidelines. The community guidelines are very widely distributed. Now, this is actually something that's not to be, I say widely distributed, widely defined. or specifically defined. Now, this is not to say this is something we should have found unexpected, because they've been saying this for a long time, that they're going to, things that violate the scientific consensus or go against the scientific consensus will be listed in the same way as so-called hate speech. Anyway, it carries on, and not only that, but those which misinform users in a harmful way will now be excluded. We'll begin by reducing recommendations of borderline content and content that could misinform users in harmful ways. Okay, so the Earth being flat will misinform users in harmful ways, will it? YouTube says the decision affects less than 1% of their videos. Yes, the 1% that's worth watching, the 1% that's not cat videos and mainstream bullshit. Yeah, but it still can impact millions of clips. Yes, of course it will. As I said, there's 1,000 hours being uploaded every minute. And of course, among that 1% is yours truly. We think this change strikes a balance between maintaining a platform for free speech and living up to our responsibility to users. YouTube says. In other words, they're so terrible. It's so terrible that someone might actually have recommended in the column beside them a video they actually disagree with. This is where we got to now, isn't it? This is how the Orwellian thought crime state is being brought in. It's not being brought in through jackboots and tanks in the street. It's being brought in. It's being brought in for the feelings of snowflakes, and the need to actually pander to them and put them on pedestals. It says here underneath in a paragraph of all its own. However, it will not ban the videos. To be clear, this will only affect recommendations of what videos to watch, not whether a video is available on YouTube. So they're not going to ban them, but they're going to make it much more difficult for people to find them, or it'll make it much less likely for people to come across them by accident. So what it means is, if you want to go onto YouTube and you want a particular video, it's going to be harder and harder to actually find it. Well, I mean, if you search for a particular video, you'll get it. You know, if you go up there and you say, if you put in your search box videos on the flat Earth, you'll find videos on the flat Earth. 9/11 conspiracies, you'll get 9/11 conspiracies. But what it means, if you put in alternative information on 9/11 into the search box, you will simply find various mainstream articles about how Bin Laden actually organised the 19 hijackers and things like that. You see what I mean? It still means that people who are not yet interested in these videos will come across them less and less by accident. That's the problem. And of course, this is just for beginnings. I mean, they say now, to begin with, we will not ban videos. We will still let people find them through searches and things. Yes, for now. But they do this a little bit at a time. Let's carry on. The change relies on a combination of machine learning and real people, Google said. Well, machine learning and real people. Well, firstly, as I said before, the machine learning is almost everything, and they don't learn much because, I mean, for instance, I've had third-party copyright strikes, which have led to bannings in certain countries and blocking the video in certain countries for including movie trailers of films I review. And as I explained before, that is absurd, because the whole point of a film trailer is that it's to be distributed as widely as possible, as freely as possible, so that people go and watch the video. If I include in that movie trailer in the video in my roving film reviews, is a perfectly legitimate journalistic practice. Yeah, because the thing is, the machine can't tell the difference. It's just all it sees in its primitive little mind, or if you call it that, its algorithms, it's a copy of another video. Now, artificial intelligence is not yet intelligent, and the idea this stuff's going to take over the world and put us all in vats of slime, I don't think so. Not likely. Not for a while. At least not what's publicly available. It says under here. It says, Google continues. We work with human evaluators and experts from all over the United States to help train the machine learning systems that generate recommendations. However, only US recommendations will be changed. Yes, for now. US recommendations for now. But of course, the United States accounts for a vast segment of worldwide internet use. I think it's second only to China. And YouTube viewers in the United States. And it carries on. This will be a gradual change, and initially will only affect recommendations of a very small set of videos in the United States. Over time, as our systems become more accurate, we'll roll this change out to more countries. It's just another step in an ongoing process, but it reflects our commitment and our sense of responsibility to improve the recommendations experience on YouTube. Good God Almighty. It's so transparent. It's so predictable, isn't it?
As I said, this is something that we could have known, and really we kind of did know was going to happen. I mean, it's just so obvious that this is going to happen. It's something. I mean, what we just heard, what Google have just announced, I could have almost written those words for them based on their previous behaviour, on what they were doing and saying beforehand. We've had this ongoing trend, which I discuss in the links in the description box as well, which is YouTube is changing. It's been continuously changing for the last few years into something which is really not as good as it used to be. It's almost a pale husk of its former self. When it started, I mean, I was lucky because I got into YouTube in the early days. My first video came out in 2008, and I remember the sense of fun that existed then, the easygoing nature of things, the fact that people just felt they could just say anything and no one would care. And if someone got offended, you just made a video telling them to fuck off or something. I mean, there was this. I think I gave the example before about this American guy who made a video, and he's like a big IRA supporter. He's the Friends of Sinn Féin, they call them in the States, and he was like sitting there in his uniform with his BlackBerry and his shades, and this other bloke who looked like an angry a British guy with sort of long hair, sort of student type person, made a video which is just kind of like, just want to say how awful you are, so fuck you, yeah, and once again fuck you, and things like this. And people just, that's how you dealt with things in those days. If someone said something, or was somebody you said something you found appalling, or was somebody you regard as an appalling person, you just made a video telling them so. Simple as that. Now we have YouTube concerned basically for the sensibilities of their users, which includes the awful horror that they seem to regard it as actually looking at your recommended list, and you see something, oh my god, it's actually a video that questions the official story of 9/11. Oh my god, they're talking about flying saucers. Oh dearie, oh my poor feelings. They think the earth is flat. And that really has to be the daftest thing of all. I mean, I know the flat earth is controversial, but it's not controversial in that way. I mean, it is silly, and I know somebody who just, the moment he comes across someone who's a flat earther, he just blocks them. He just blocks them straight away on social media, and won't have anything to do with them, and things like that. I mean, but for the reason is because they think it's just too daft to be taken seriously or even entertained. They even want their name associated with it because it's too crazy. And I agree with this person about how crazy it is, but what is it? It's people who believe the earth is flat. So they believe it sits on the backs of 4 elephants, and the elephants stand on the back of a turtle, Terry Pratchett style. I mean, yeah, it is daft, but I mean, I know a lot of people who believe that, and I don't have a problem with it, and I just disagree with them. But no, that's kind of a separate point. The point is, what on earth is the problem with that? I mean, even the skeptics, even the sort of anti-conspiracy Brian Cox type, Gerald Posner type anti-conspiratorial people, right? Surely they must draw the line at this. Surely the people like that must say, "Oh, come on, all right, it's a load of crap, But this isn't peddling quackery. This isn't making people distrust, or insulting the victims of 9/11, making people distrust their government. These are just people who think the earth is flat. Come on. Who's the injured party here? Who is actually going to be harmed by believing the earth is flat? The only danger I can see with believing the Earth is flat is you might actually end up dying of cold because you go to Antarctica to try and find the edge of the world. That is literally the only real danger that I can see. And I have to say, I don't really feel much sympathy for people who do that and end up dying that way. It's kind of like as Bill Hicks said, you know, is that a tragedy or is that just natural selection? Yeah, you know what I mean? It's so, what's the bloody problem, YouTube? Come on, fucking Google. I mean, Google is just, it's an example of what's happening. It's that James Damore, they got rid of this guy who wrote what I thought was a pretty harmless article about the role of women in the company. And he wasn't actually against women being in the company. He had some radical ideas about how to help them. And he sat, kicked out, boom, you're out. And they also got rid of that happened to Brendan Eich, that's it, Brendan Eich, who also worked for Google. Now Brendan Eich is one of the pioneers of the internet. He's a guy who's been basically working in computers his whole life. He had like a 50-year career, and he was the guy behind JavaScript. He invented JavaScript, which, as every geek will know, is an essential part of the World Wide Web. He was caught, I said the word caught, it's almost like I'm talking about him, you know, people finding out he's a serial killer or something. He was caught red-handed donating money to an organisation that was campaigning against the change in the law of the United States to allow gay marriage. And he was kicked out on his ear. Kicked out on his ear. Now, I mean, my own personal view is, if two people want to get married, fine, I don't care. It's their private life. Two men want to get married, absolutely fine. If two women want to get married, fine by me. I mean, if people don't like it, I'm concerned about maybe the fewer and fewer straight couples are getting married, and people are not as close to each other, and couples aren't as loving as they used to be. I mean, that's the concern for me. I mean, I literally have no opinions at all, positive or negative, about the issue. Obviously, Brendan Eich did. He was against it. But, I mean, come on. I mean, to actually kick the man out of his job, it's just, I would never, no, because why? Oh, I'm just appalled by this. I really am. To destroy his career, he's like a 50-year career, a pioneer of electronics, without which we wouldn't even have these videos or these web pages, because there would be no JavaScript. Or maybe something else that's not as good. It's thought crime. It is literally thought crime. So that's you may think, well, this is not, what's that got to do with videos on YouTube? Well, it's because it's a general trend, it's a general social trend towards more and more authoritarianism in terms of information. So fewer and fewer people, what you see and what you can hear is being taken out of your hands. It's been put into the hands of authorities, which decide for you based on what they feel you can tolerate. Whereas there was a time when people were trained to be as tolerant as possible. You know, people were trained in an intellectually rigorous environment, which our civilization is supposed to be. You were simply trained to deal with it, to learn how to cope with it. That's how it should be. Goodness knows that's what I've had to do. But now it's like, no. You have to be wrapped in cotton wool to prevent your poor little sensibilities being hurt by, oh my God, he actually saw. There's a thing about Laetrile in his recommended column, you know. And I know the skeptics, if the skeptics were right about that, I could see the point of view about how it's bad. But I mean, my own personal view is a lot of these so-called fake cures work, as I said. But you know, but the point of view is, if you come across information like that, the secret is make other information available. You put me in charge of Google, I'd be absolutely fine with all the skeptics having their videos. All the believers in the official story of 9/11, I'd be absolutely encouraging them to make their own videos and to upload them. And I would not change the recommendation algorithms one bit between one or the other. we really are seeing the fascism of feels, as it's been called. And of course, it's just an excuse. Google don't care about people's feelings. In the same way that the fact that people are now educated and brought up, especially the younger they are now, educated and brought up not to be robust enough to tolerate dissenting opinions, is not because anyone cares about them. It's because they want to dictate the flows of information. That's the point. That's what this is about. So, of course, it's going to... And, of course, those of you who may be breathing a sigh of relief and saying, it's all right, it's only the United States. But as I said, the United States is the second biggest consumer of internet material after China. And it's going to move into other areas. And they've just admitted it. It's a rollout, they say. It's the first step. And they say, don't worry, we're not going to ban videos. But they will. They will. And they're banning users. I mean, check out, I'll put links in the description box, definitely, to my videos about Emlyn-Jones and Stefan Molyneux and things like that, and about how they were banned. Well, Jones was banned and Molyneux was almost banned. We're going to have to face facts, guys. We're on borrowed time, YouTubers like us. We are really going to... We're going to have to move on. And as I said, if you have a YouTube channel and you're a UFO conspiracy theory paranormal person like me, you need to move some of your eggs to other baskets. And I recommend very much BitChute. And there's others such as Vimeo, Dailymotion. The free services aren't very good on those, but BitChute is excellent. BitChute is as good as YouTube. Yeah, it's a completely free service. It's a peer-to-peer system. It's free speech fundamentalist, anti-censorship mandate on its on its mission statement. So start uploading things to BitChute as well. There'll be others. There's Steemit. There's like DTube. There's loads of other alternatives, which I've also started using Steemit. Steemit's not as good or DTube on Steemit, because they delete your videos after 6 months. It's not that. I understand where they're going. Hopefully, I was actually talking to a guy a couple of months ago, and he's one of the people on one of the creators of Steemit, and he's saying, yeah, ideally, of course, they'd like to have a permanent storage situation, but it's not possible yet. But still, support Steemit, and the more people who support Steemit and DTube, the more they'll get in a position where they can afford the servers and things like that to actually store things. So that's so hopefully that'll be a situation that comes about very soon. Eventually, of course, there's going to be a time when you won't have this channel on YouTube. No one who does these things, who, to quote YouTube's own policy on this, deviates from the scientific consensus. They were referring specifically to climate change, but of course deviation from the scientific consensus could refer to so much else. It's the scientific consensus, not only that climate change is man-made and happening and we're all doomed and it's all your fault, but that flying saucers don't exist and it's all just swamp gas and hoaxes, that 9/11 was done by 19 guys with hardware tools, that all these sort of things that I talk about. The scientific consensus says a certain thing about them, and I deviate from it. So, I don't know when it will be, but it's going to happen. It's going to happen to us all. And as I said, the internet is going to split into two halves. There's going to be the mainstream internet and the non-mainstream internet. The mainstream internet will be very easy to get hold of. There'll be millions and billions of pounds invested in it from the authorities. All the big media giants will jump on board. It'll include this new YouTube TV thing they've got, which will basically be just all the mainstream crap. And any independent content creators will have to basically just make... It'll be cat videos. It'll be cat videos. It'll be things about cars and gardening and pictures of puppies playing in a paddling pool. And then there'll be internet too. There'll be the alternative internet, which will consist of peer-to-peer systems. It'll consist of blockchain things, and that's where all the interesting stuff will be. That's where the conspiracy theories, that's where the UFOs, the paranormal, the radical politics, that's where all that was going to be. And of course, that's the one that everyone's going to want to watch, and that's the one that's going to have to be a completely grassroots, community-built institution. But it can happen, it can be done. And that's where you're going to find me. And as I said, if for some reason you come to my channel and you find it not there, check me out on BitChute. And most of you, I think, know where my BitChute is. If you go to the Panel TV blog, you'll see that I always have alternative links now, and I always upload and things like that. I always upload them to both platforms now. I always at least upload everything to YouTube and BitChute, but sometimes some of the others. I'm actually going to set up a second YouTube channel as well, and I'll have details and news of that very soon. And I urge you all to subscribe to it, and there'll be a notice video on this channel to tell you how to get to it. It's sad. I mean, a lot of people now have alternative channels. I mean, Kevin Logan, I don't like the bloke. I don't agree with him, but he's been attacked in this way through censorship and through false flagging and things like that from people he's against, which is a lot of people. I mean, I'm against him, but I wouldn't do that to him. He's got 3 channels now because he keeps getting strikes on them all from the various people he has a go at, which is, I think, a bad thing to do. I mean, it's a bad thing that they're doing that to him. But you see, like I say, in the early days of YouTube, everyone just had one channel because you knew it was safe. Now everyone's getting like backup channels, and they're only doing it because of this awful situation. They also don't doing it because basically they know about that YouTube are committing censorship. YouTube also don't respond in a helpful manner when you have been false flagged. This has happened several times to me, of course, as regular viewers will know. They're not helpful. They're not. YouTube must be one of the most user-unfriendly websites of all times. So I do hope everyone watching this and who subscribes to this channel will check me out on my alternative platforms, because there could come a time when that's the only place you'll be able to find me. Anyway, I'm sure that before long there'll be another announcement from Google about how they have altered, they have sped up and rolled out this program even further, and it's all little bits being built on top of each other. It's the frog in the saucepan. It's gradually stepping stones approach, as David Icke calls it. And before long we'll look back and we'll think, how the hell did that happen? I never agreed to this. I would have stopped it if I'd known, and well, you could have seen it coming because all the signs were there. You just had to accept that this was actually an agenda and not just little independent steps towards a bigger goal. Anyway, whatever happens, nothing's going to stop me. I'm a hospital porter. I'm against the New World Order, and well, YouTube, get stuffed. You're not going to silence me. Thank you for watching Panmo TV, Hospital Porters 1 and Hospital Porters All, and anyone else in between. Hospital Porters, pride and dignity. Stop the New World Order.
9/11 is out. UFOs will soon be gone from YouTube. YouTube is getting more and more normal. Only normal people will be welcome to see their videos. And all the crazies and all the haters and all the nasty racists and all the crazy flat earth crooks will be gone from YouTube forever and ever. Amen.